Today I finished up over $3,000 on the day. As you can see on the screen, I took 3 trades, 2 wins and 1 loss. I didn't really trade that well today. Even though I did finish green, I just didn't do that well. First trade actually went off pretty good. We gapped down like $3, so I took puts at 952, which is this candle right here. I was not chasing puts after a gap down. They usually pop at open, and it didn't. It dropped, and then it dropped more on the second 10-minute candle. I was waiting for a green candle before I even thought about getting puts. We needed the breather candle, so we got the green candle. It was ended up being a hammer. It started to bounce to 657, and that's when I said, okay, if it gets underneath 656, I will take puts, and it did. And I got the 65 puts at 7:30, and they went from 7:30 to 11:30, and that drop right there. And then I waited to buy calls. I wanted to buy calls right at higher day, but we had a $2 plus candle in a 10 minutes, and I do not like chasing a $2 plus on a 10-minute candle. I do not like that. I waited, and it pulled back a little bit. So when it came back up to higher day right here, this is where I grabbed calls. I grabbed the 66.25 calls at a 680, pulled back to the 658 area, and that's when I added, and then it dumped the VWAP and I stopped out. And of course, right after I stopped out, I popped back up, and I don't think it actually went green, or maybe it did. I don't remember. And then it started to come back down. When it quickly came right back down the VWAP, that's when I took my next trade. I took the 65.90 puts at 670 right when it cleared VWAP. So I got the calls here, stopped out, came back up. It didn't make new higher day, and when it came quickly back down the VWAP, that's when I decided to grab puts. And of course, I grab puts, and what's it do? It pops. It's just toying with the VWAP 659 area. I didn't stop out of my puts. And of course, the calls I stopped out of, they end up going green right here. So that pissed me off a little bit. So I was like, okay. And I didn't stop out of my puts. I was like, whatever. I'm just going to, at this point, I was very annoyed. I was sticking with it to see what would happen. And eventually I'm glad I did, because it ended up paying off. And those puts I got at the 65.90 puts I had at 670, they ended up going to 860 right here, right when it flushed through VWAP on this candle right here. They end up going to like 20 overall, but still, once it got to VWAP, they went green. I took a little bit of green, turned my day green, and got out and said, okay, SPY is being a pain. I am not playing anymore. I'm done for the day. So if you want to know more about my plays and what I'm doing, you can find my link in the bio, or just go to optionslottos.com, and it will take you there too. Thanks for watching.